today and get 20,000 shillings per night for up to 40 days to support you when you are hospitalized.
Room and you are ready not to go back without it. That's where it starts. Today I have civil servants who tell you how I want my promotion. Because just like they ask you, the parents, for their dolls, for their toys, tomorrow bring me a car and you bring it, that's how they are demanding the promotion at work. It's not by virtue of their performance, but it is an entitlement. How? This year I must get promoted. But the whole thing is one. Integrity is about, if we can be principled as managers of this society, and you have things you say that can't be when I am in charge. That's where we start. 2, if you say that can't be, have the discipline to show that you are not interested in getting what you have, just like you deny others to get what they want. And therefore you can together get the right thing at the right time for the right purpose. And thirdly, consistency. Is there universality? Is there no discrimination? Therefore, the integrity will be there. Now, as we enforce integrity, as we enforce the issue of saying we need institutions that are growing, we should grow the people. Let's grow the people, and that's the reason I think we are seated here, to reward those who have sacrificed, those who have been consistent, those who have had discipline, those who have had principles. So that those without principles are locked out by themselves. They were not invited here. So can you clap for yourselves, those of you who are here? So I think we are starting to pick it.
Okay.
So as we start to pick it, we have to look at how do we make it grow. The engagement is very important. Citizen engagement is very important. Citizen engagement is not words. Citizen engagement is practices. So for every public project we do we have a public committee to oversee? Yesterday I was in Busi Islands, which is part of my district. When I cross, I am abroad. We are making a multi-million project. I found it ongoing. But I asked the sub-county chief, how many kilometers is the pipeline going to cover? Sub-county chief doesn't know. I asked the chairman, where are the locations for the reserve tanks? He doesn't know. Then I told my team, well, if this has happened, it happened in your time. Now in my time, come January, we are coming to sit with the citizens here and we show them how the project is going to operate. It happened with me. I'm here not by accident. My brothers from Transparency International. The experience we had in Ruengo, we had the Health Center 3 going on. We had leaders who were also contractors. We have a design of a 2-in-1 house. They want to make 4 rooms. But they are not considering who is going to occupy the what? The rooms. A village volunteer working with us and Transparency International stood and said this will not happen. She reported it to me, reported it to Transparency International. We intervened, and the project was made to run according to its course. So citizens can make a change. That's what I'm illustrating. With Action Aid, I was with Action Aid in Mubende, Action Aid Buwekula. We worked with the people making decisions. But there were these drunkards. You know, when you talk about drunkards, and for me, I have a different experience. People don't drink because they want to drink. They want to drink because they have lost hope. Where they pick hope is in the glass. And there are people who work very hard. He works and digs the whole of this house and is paid this container of booze. So with Action Aid, we gave hope to the drunkards, getting them a hoe. The first time they sell it, we get them another one. Finally, they start digging at their home and digging where they dig for booze. Finally, they got food. Now they had to have where to put food. So they started building houses. I have seen transformation, changing the desperate into hopeful citizens.
A round of applause for that. And thank you very much to Action Aid. That's a great testimony right there. Let me come to you, Mr. Lumayang, as we get to wrap this up. Where did it start? Where did we fail? And in your perspective, moving forward, what do we do?
Yeah, I think what we need to do is we need to create a platform for those people who will now be awarded, and even those other ones who were awarded previously, so that they can be able to engage with these young people. And there's also where we seem to be running away from our responsibility, where we say today's generation is deviated. We seem to be not doing our role as parents, because our parents of those days did their part. So for us, we have not done our part. And you know, there's a saying that you cannot make a tree which has grown, if there is a branch that had bent, you will not make it straight when it has matured. So the higher the better. Of course, we have failed also as government. A situation where a culprit maybe has been arrested. We appreciate that the laws of Uganda that you are innocent until proved guilty. When others appreciate the way that case has been handled, it becomes deterrent. So it's really high time that we really take this matter head on if this thing has to end. And of course, it needs collective responsibility. And even for one to be elected, appointed, or even to be elected as a bishop, you must be somebody of integrity. So when we talk to these people of ours in NF4, especially the people that have been identified with the awards, and for that you are really very lucky, because it's normally when you die that you are being eulogized. Somebody has been good, but for you who's going to receive an award, you count yourself as somebody who is lucky. You have been appreciated when you are still living and you have witnessed. So my appeal is, let's all rise up as Ugandans and fight the vice and ensure that this country really comes out of that.
Thank you very much. And finally to you, Mr. Duka, where do we go from now? Whereas we realize that we need to have a paradigm shift, the morals are decaying. How do we go about it?
Well, thank you very much. I also want to answer the questions.
Where did we come from? Yes.
Hey.
Go ahead, please.
I think we went wrong when we began to prefer the formal education to informal education. These two types of education play distinct roles, but they're interdependent. There are things that are taught in school that are not taught at home. But there are things that are taught at home that cannot be learned at school. Respecting elders is something you learn at home. So before you start the formal education, you must have graduated from the informal education. But now we have a challenge, like my elder sisters said, that the children are being raised by TV and housemaids because we are busy looking for money to send them to the best schools, not knowing that actually the best school is the one at home. So I think that is where we went wrong, and that is where we need to go back and start retracing. Let the parents play their part as parents. Because if you ship off a young chap of P4 to boarding school, the first thing you teach that child, the first thing you do actually before they even leave, is buy a lock, then buy a padlock and teach them how to operate it. And before you know it, these are the people who they will open their box at an angle less than 10 degrees because they know where the G-nuts is and the what. And they are very comfortable. They have no problem. Because you have missed the opportunity to share, to teach them the value of sharing. And these are things that form our society. The value of standing up to say this is wrong and this is right. And that is where our problem is. Someone once said somewhere that, I think it's written somewhere, that evil exists in the world. Evil flourishes in the world, not because of the people who do evil, but because of the good people who see it and decided to keep quiet. We all need to rise up then, now, and say, if it is wrong, it is wrong. This business of compromise is the one which is going to eat us up. Because if it is happening there, it doesn't affect me. I don't want to be cited. That is wrong. I am reading a book here which I find it interesting. Carl, I think you should. This book by John C. Maxwell. Somewhere there in chapter 3, there is a story of two women who are walking by the cemetery. And they happen to see a grave with a tombstone mark. Here lies John Smith, a great politician, an honest husband. One lady turned to the other and said, isn't it awful that two people should be buried in one grave? We should be shocked like that, so that there is a clear distinction between good and bad. And what is bad should be considered bad by everyone. Yes. And that starts with us nurturing a generation of values. I am very sure the people that we are honoring today, they did not come from the blue to do the things that they have done. If you followed their story like that of Ambassador, it could be amazing. Probably want to implore the Action Aid. We need to document their stories. Let's dig beyond. Because it can inspire somebody outside there. There is somebody struggling to do good in a bad environment, and that is the motivation they need to move on.
All right, thank you very much. A round of applause to our panel. I know someone out there as well is asking, how about me? How can we be able to do that? But clearly what has come out is that there needs to be engagement, and there needs to be a concerted effort for all of us to work to restoring the morals, to work to restoring integrity and the belief and faith that a person with integrity still does exist in our society, and that is the reason why we have this award. So allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to allow my panelists to get back to their seats. And I know many of you are still asking, who are the nominees for tonight? Who are those people who are going to be awarded? I also do not know yet, but we will get to know them in just a very short while from now. But I want to continue to thank, of course, our media partners, and that is Nation Media Group, NTV, KFM, Daily Monitor have done a great job in ensuring that they work hand in hand to ensure that this day comes to pass. the nominees and the participation of each and everyone does come to pass. We will definitely be getting the award ceremony in a very short while, in less than an hour. I want to thank Anti-Corruption Coalition Busoga, who are part of our regional partners, Key Corruption out of Kigezi, Recreation for Development Program, MIRAC, Vision Actors International, Kabale Research Center, the NGO Forum in Gulu, as well as that in Lira, Mbarara Women Development Association, and Kofton as well. But our organizers for this event are national partners, Transparency International Uganda, Action Aid Uganda, Anti-Corruption Coalition, and Democratic Governance Facility. Probably you're seated next to someone. Just ask them, are you a part of the nominees tonight? Just ask them, are they sure about themselves? Maybe they're not sure. Why? If your neighbor is not sure, ask them why. If you're here, that means you could probably be a winner of the night. Anyways, I will be reading out some of our nominees and a bit of what they do. And then later on, of course, we'll be getting to know who our very winners are. As we were earlier on told, we have about 35 nominees or more, but we have 11 winners for tonight. But like it was said, even when you are not a winner, the mere fact that you are nominated by your community, by your society that believes in the kind of work that you do that is of integrity, you are a winner. And I want us to all clap for all the nominees tonight, because these are the people we will look up to. These are the people who continue to give us the hope and faith that, yes, we still have people of integrity who do exist in our communities. But before we get to look at the nominees, allow me invite Ms. Nicole, who is the Democratic Governance Facility head, to come and briefly speak to us. And then later on, we will be getting to know who our nominees are and who our winners for the night will actually be. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you so much. My name is Nicole Bierler. As mentioned, I'm the head of the Democratic Governance Facility. I'm so sorry that I disorganized the program, that I'm late. I was first stuck in another commitment and then stuck in the famous Kampala Jam. So I'm very happy that I'm still given the opportunity to address you. I'm sorry that I'm keeping you in suspense longer as to who will actually get the awards. So dear representatives of government institutions, civil society organizations, media representatives, distinguished guests, and of course, in particular, the nominees, ladies and gentlemen. So on behalf of the DGF, I would like to thank Action Aid Uganda, Transparency International, the Anti-Corruption Coalition Uganda, the Inspectorate of Government, and all the partners for organizing today's event. This year's event and the Anti-Corruption Week, moreover, is organized under the theme Promoting Social Accountability Through Active Citizenry. And this theme emphasizes the role of all of us, the general public, civil society organizations, civil servants, etc., to show courage and determination to promote integrity in public services, to tackle corruption, and to promote accountable governance in Uganda. The people, the citizens of Uganda, entrust public servants, political leaders, civil society, development practitioners, and others with the responsibility and resources to plan for and to provide adequate and quality services. The people, hence, also have an expectation as to responsive and accountable leadership. And it does take a character of high integrity to achieve this and to deliver on this. I'm hence very honored to join you here today at the Integrity Awards. This event provides an important opportunity to recognize personalities who have exhibited a high degree of integrity in public service and in the private sector. And in doing so, in recognizing these individuals, the awards can and will inspire others to follow suit in promoting integrity and common decency as a virtue in society, as we just heard. So I'm sure also that the winners of the awards themselves will also see this as a further motivation to remain exemplary and to continue to be a source of inspiration for others. So I'm hoping that next year we will have many, many more champions of integrity to celebrate at this event and on other occasions. As the DGF, we commend initiatives such as this one that bring together a good cross-section of key stakeholders to dialogue on how to keep advancing on the very important cause of fighting corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the DGF for those who might only be vaguely familiar with us. The DGF is a multi-donor funding facility which is supported by 7 European development partners, and these are Austria, Denmark, the European Union, Ireland, the Netherlands, Norway, and Sweden. In coming together as the DGF, these 7 development partners contribute to the priorities of the government of Uganda as formulated in the Constitution, its Vision 2040, the respective national development plans, and of course also to our Global 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The main objective of the DGF is to support efforts to strengthen democratization, improve the protection of human rights, increase access to justice, and encourage peaceful coexistence and improved accountability in Uganda. As we know, democratic governance is all about the relationships between citizens and the state. And for this reason, the DGF is partnering both with state and non-state institutions and organizations. So as such, I'm very happy to see that there are both state and non-state actors here today. Ladies and gentlemen, as the DGF, we are cognizant of the government's efforts to build a Uganda that every citizen can be proud of. Such efforts have included, among others, putting in place the necessary legal and policy framework to advance accountability and to address corruption. The government has also established a number of accountability institutions and mechanisms. However, more can and must be done, and the government cannot do it alone. There still remain many challenges which make it difficult for government to fulfill its cardinal role of providing high quality and adequate services to the citizens. These challenges include, and I'm sure you recognize a lot of them from your own work and engagement, these challenges include, among others, low levels of citizen involvement in decision-making, inadequate accountability on the part of duty bearers to the people they lead, and the slow pace of democratization. But there is hope and there is goodwill. Many of the civil society organizations are both willing and capable of collaborating with government. And by working together, state and non-state actors can do better in addressing these challenges for the benefit of the people of Uganda.
Matthias Kigoye, yes. Second runner-up, Matthias Kigoye. There were 2, yeah. So Mr. Matthias Kigoye, please come. Oh, he's already here. All right, all right. So there was a tie. So we'll have a group photo. The organizers have a brilliant package that they have said all of us don't have to see probably at some point in time. But we will have a group photo, and I request Milton Kato as well. For our front seaters, we will still stand, but right at the back of the winners right here. And we have a group photo, so we need this memorable event. And because of social distance, we can't all be in the same frame. So we will just take our photo, and then our winner will give us a few words. Okay, the cameraman is right in front. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And Milton Kato, the winner is, I told you I didn't know who the winners are. So Kaja Ruhweza, kindly, if you can. All right, Annette will speak on behalf. Mr. Ruhweza actually couldn't make it because he is with the president on the campaign trail, so couldn't make it today right here. But Annette will represent and just speak how you feel about this nomination and the entire process, briefly.
Yeah, thank you, MC. Transparency International, and all those who organize this function. On behalf of my colleagues, I want to convey our sincere appreciation to you all for having organized this function. I'm overwhelmed with happiness, and I know my colleagues too are happy to have passed through the sieve. It is not a joke. Thank you so much for knowing that we are working. I want to say that this function has energized us. And I know from here, we are going to work extra hard. You are going to find us better than before, because I didn't know this was there before. But having been recognized, I'm going to work harder. And I know my colleagues will work harder. Thank you so much. And dear colleagues, I know those who didn't go through next time. Yeah.
Thank you very much to the winners. Everyone is a winner. Like I did say, there are no losers in this category. Thank you for all the work. For our next category, like Eva told us, we had 3 categories, although 2 had a tie. Allow me invite Mr. Robinson Oduka to take us through who the runners-up are and who our winner for the night is. Mr. Robinson Oduka, welcome. Let's welcome him.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, the organizers. Thank you, DGF, for making this possible. I was among the very first 3 people who sat and conceptualized this in a small boardroom 3 years ago. And for that reason, I am very happy to stand tall, literally, today, to present the following citizens who have served above self with diligence and integrity. I present in the category of frontline workers for diligent service with consistency and dedication to her work at the district main hospital in Masindi. I present to you Ms. Florence Adoch. Where are you? Florence, please come. I joked somewhere that in a few years to come, we'll look back at our pictures and we'll start guessing because of these masks. Probably we need to create space and take one without the mask. The citizens need to know that there are still people we can count on. For her dedicated service, being at the front in fighting HIV, especially mother-to-child transmission, since 2000, this lady has been very instrumental in fighting against Ebola. She's reliable. If you ask anybody, will say she's a person of integrity. She's dedicated to her service and sees the face of the health department of Kabarole district. I present to you Dr. Kemigabo Catherine. Doctor, where are you? Ah, there she comes. Wow. Thank you very much. They say, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. For the dedication of this officer to the provision of education services and exceptional support to children by ensuring safe and conducive learning environment in Mbale, I present to you the head teacher of Mackay Primary School, Lydia Bugolobi. Ladies, this category has only ladies. Yes, it is something unique. Gentlemen, we need to pull up our socks for gender balancing. These are our winners for tonight. Clap for them. And because of all of them are winners, I would say the second runner-up winner for today is Miss Lydia Bugolobi. Our first runner-up for today in the category of frontline workers is Dr. Kemegebo Catherine. And the day gets taken by Florence Adoch. Thank you very much for your dedicated service.
Thank you very much, Mr. Robinson Oduka. I was just telling Mr. Robinson Oduka, when I stand next to him, I look very down to earth. I am like next to the ground, but it is okay. All right, let's have our group photo right here, Mr. Robinson Oduka, together with our organizers. And like you said, we'll have just a minute of the mask off, and we'll have as well the first winners to come and take. We'll first take one with the masks on, please, and then just a minute. We hope no one will sneeze or cough at that moment. Yes. Okay, to the camera person here. And then we'll have the masks off in just a minute. Hope no one sneezes or coughs. And then so our faces can be able to show. And the cameraman, thank you. Thank you very much. He wants your faces. I can see him. Thank you very much. And all the winners, thank you for all the work and the dedication and for working with integrity and for impacting society. Another round of applause for our category of frontline workers. All right, and we'll go to our very first, final category, which also had a tie at that. And I will invite Reverend Borold Matovu. Like I said, the organizers have a special package for all our winners, and that will be coming up very shortly to themselves. Now, Reverend Borold Matovu, let's give him a round of applause for our next category. Who are the winners? Let's get to know.
I'm also honored to read this list of community members who have been actually appreciated by those communities where they come from. I have a list of 4. One is Reverend Father George Previd, with an ordinary citizen of integrity who has served Kasala Catholic Parish in Luero District. Father George has supported vulnerable children and philanthropy giver. Father George has supported the youth in creating employment for them and has supported a number of them around his place of work to acquire motorcycles for border undertaking, and other youths have benefited from agricultural inputs given out by him. In general, Father George is naturally so kind and passionate in supporting the helpless without expecting returns out of his investments on people's livelihoods. The second one is the Right Reverend Engineer George Bagamuhunda, who is a bishop of Chigezi of Kabale. He's a good leader that does not segregate anyone based on religion or anything else. He has very transparent and accounted for all the funds he receives. He takes lead in fighting corruption. He has led a campaign for unity amongst people and hates division in the church. The third one is Okulo Maserino. I don't know whether she's around. Is she around? Okulo Maserino from Gulu District Local Government. Okulo has been instrumental in instilling knowledge and training young people to challenge corruption. The third one, the fourth one, is Dr. Nathaniel Walemba from Rwenzori International University. Don't know whether he's around. He is a man of integrity, and he has influenced and is the founder of Rwenzori International University and has initiated many development projects that have benefited from people from Rwenzori region. So the second run-up is Dr. Nathaniel Walemba, and the first run-up winner is the Right Reverend Engineer George Bagamhunda, and the winner is Reverend Father George Revit. Thank you very much.
There was a tie with Mr. In this category, I believe there was a tie as well.
With the?
Yes. The second runner-ups are two.
Just before you leave, yes, there was a tie for the second runner-up between Dr. Nathaniel Walemba and Akulo Marcelino. So Dr. Nathaniel Walemba is here with us, and Dr. Akulo Marcelino is right here with us. And the first runner-up being Right Reverend Engineer George Bagamhunda is right here with us, represented. And the winner is Reverend Father George Prevaid, the winner for this category. Reverend Father George, who also seems not to be here with us today. Okay, let's take our group photo here, please. Thank you very much, Reverend Boral Matovu. Like we said, all of us tonight are winners. We'll take one fully with the masks on, but we'll have the first category as well to come back and take. The cameraman is right in front of you, so he doesn't want you to keep your eyes away. He wants to capture all the moments as they do come through before we come to a closure of our event tonight. But thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Action Aid International, and thank you to all the organizers of today's event for ensuring that this comes to pass and that Democratic Governance Facility, Transparency International Uganda, for ensuring that the local people are involved many at times than ever. All right, and just before our guests leave, please do not leave. Let me allow, first before you leave, you can take a seat. Let me allow our winner, who is not here, but let me allow one from the category to speak to us. Would you love to say a word to us? Speak about the nominations, most probably? Okay, I can give you just a minute.
All On behalf of my colleagues, I would like to thank Action Aid Uganda for selecting us. We know when we are performing in the field there, some of us did not know that there were people watching on us. But today, we have come to know. And we would like to thank you, and we would like to request that this exercise should continue. Because this event here will get its impacts on the people who are still in the field. They will work hard so that next year they also come and celebrate these days with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And for now, we will invite our first category winners to take a picture before we get to know who the overall winner.
Christmas, Tecno has done it. Buy the Tecno Camon 16S or the Spark 5 and win instant prizes.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Thank you for choosing MTN. Use MTN Mobile Money, bundles or other services to get Thank You points. The more you use, the more Thank You points you get. Thank you.
If you remember that stubborn child in school that everyone knew of, this is your episode. Plus, we are settling the score. Ania Uba, is it the Muslims or Christianity? Let's begin this episode with settling a score.